Alright, so today we're looking at Raid Shadow Legend is below my lowest expectations.
Raid sucks, Plarium sucks, don't play this game. See? Not sponsored. Now, a burning question that always comes up pertaining to the world of gacha games is how come Western developers don't make them? Well, in 2018, one brave developer had stepped up to the stage. Raid Shadow Legends has taken the world by storm with
I'll be honest, I have no idea how the heck this game makes money.
its innovative gameplay, jaw-dropping graphics, and skill-oriented PvP. Or so they say. Raid is one of those companies that ran a guerrilla campaign on marketing spanning all the way back to 2018 when it launched. Still do, actually. They've reached out to me and a lot of other content creators numerous times.
Never got one yet.
However, since it occurred to me that I've never explored the idea of how a Western dev would make a gacha game, I thought, why not give it a shot at least? Hi, my name is Psyche, and I'll be attempting to go into this with an open mind. Maybe there is something unique in Raid that other gacha games don't do. If the unthinkable happens and there are good qualities about the game, I'll point it out as well. If there aren't any other interruptions, let's play Raid Shadow Legends.
I feel like the game hard, because I play Raid Shadow Legends all stream, well, all anything, because like I refuse to play that game on any platform unless they pay me. But I have played the game a little bit, and I ain't gonna lie, I kind of got bored after like about like a couple of days in because I just got hard locked.
First, I want to cover who created Raid Shadow Legends and the general perception around it. The company behind the game is Plarium Games, who has an extensive catalog of titles, all meant for the mobile platform. From their official site, every game they have made is a free-to-download mobile game. You can probably see where their priority lies.
F1 Clash.
Not really a surprise when you realize that they're a subsidiary of an adult gaming company. When I mean adult gaming, I'm referring to casinos and slot machines.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, they spend a boatload of money marketing the game and sponsoring online creators. So
Now it makes sense. It now makes sense. Oh my gosh. It makes so much sense why they have so much money. Because they just take the money from the casinos that they get and they just put it in a raid. It makes sense now. I am reaching out to you about a sponsorship able on match made for Raid Shadow Legends. Campaign details. Raid Shadow Legends. Fee fixed 1.6K. Video live during January or February. 60 to 90-second integration. One of your videos. All of the campaign details can be found on the match made. What? Bro, can they hit me up?
this image comes from the YouTuber Ren's reviews, and allegedly they have offered mid to high-end YouTubers $1,600 for a 60-second integration. Now, I don't know about you, but that is basically the average income of a single paycheck for a lot of entry-level workers. And making all that in 1 minute sounds pretty good to me. And all you would have to do is pretend to like the game for 60 seconds. I'm sure your fans would understand. Plarium also does these deals where they get you to create a dedicated channel where you'll post nothing but raid content. You'll find dozens of these out there. Now, I'm not sure if these creators genuinely enjoy playing raid, but you can see that every one of their videos are sponsored. Starting off, you have to download the Plarium Play launcher, otherwise you can't play on PC. Also, I never thought I'd see the day where I actually click on one of those affiliate links to get a head start. It's natural that they have these promo codes that get you free goodies in-game, so I tried entering one. It certainly worked. However, I learned that there is a 24-hour cooldown to enter a promo code. That's actually insane. I've never seen any mobile game have this weird barrier here. Anyways, what is the basic premise of Raid? Well, gonna be honest, there isn't an overarching story that follows a main protagonist, but the story content is basically just the narrator that details the journey of an unknown band of heroes as they venture across the fictional land of Teleria. There are 12 chapters in the story, and I've gotten through the entire campaign on normal in the 2 weeks I spent. I gotta say, the story presentation is just non-existent. It's a static image of a
It's boring. You skip to play the game.
picture on a parchment illustration, and the narrator briefly explains what's happening. No central protagonist, no character sprites or animated cutscenes. It's as barren as it gets. The champion's lore is dumped as paragraphs of text on the side. The official channel does post occasional lore videos, except why not just put them in the actual game? If you want players to care about the world building, wouldn't it be a better idea to just integrate it into the game's act?
I ain't gonna lie, they lore videos, oh my gosh, like, or at least from like the ad ones that I be seeing is, I ain't gonna lie, they are, but like the end game, horrible.
Actual story? It's like they innately understand that people aren't playing this for the story, so the content for it is just an afterthought. After all, at its core, in gacha games, the story doesn't sell. The characters do. Okay, so what about the actual story levels themselves? Well, it seems that it's just a repeating pattern of 3-wave enemies with the exact same layout every time, except for a boss challenge at the end of the chapter. No cinematic intros, no visual spectacles in the fights, nothing particularly memorable except that the boss enemy is just another oversized HP bar. You'll bring champions of varying rarity into a level. The amount depends on the level type. Everyone's got a normal attack and a few skills that can be used on cooldown. Every unit has a turn meter determined by their speed stat. It's the most generic turn-based system out there. You can also just put the game on 2x speed and on auto mode. Now, let me be clear about something. Raid is an auto battler game. I have no problems with it being an auto battler game. Idle games have existed and there are people that enjoy it. I mean, just look at Cookie Clickers. It's one of the most successful ones to date. It's addicting watching numbers go up. Here's where I draw the line though. The thing about these games with mostly vertical progression is that when you monetize it, it's super easy to sell things to you where you can see its benefits. The gameplay is not what I have problems with. It's how the game uses its gameplay as a means to monetize. If you pay money and get a stat boost to your champion, then use them in a level, then you can easily tell that the money is what got you over that barrier. The simplistic nature of its gameplay plays to that advantage here. And I suspect that
Just want to state I ain't spent a dime on this, by the way.
was the reason for choosing this design for its gameplay. Aside from the story,
But it's like that's what I mean by hard lock though. Like I'm gonna be honest. Like it's a point in the game where like you gotta grind. It's either you spend money and you get past that part, or you're grinding. And you're grinding hard.
mode, there are also many other modes where you can
And like me grinding hard, it just burnt me out. I was just like, I can't. So then I just stopped playing.
farm materials or engage in other types of content. To my knowledge, in the unlikely scenario that you want to play Raid, joining a decent clan seems to be fairly beneficial. Some of the raids and farming stages are only available on certain days of the week. This is of course time-gated content to artificially limit your progress and reinforce you to log in on select days. Classic practice in a mobile game. There are also arena modes where there's offline PvP and live ones. You have to be a higher level to unlock it, and I imagine that assuming both players have the same lineups and are similar of skill level, there are likely going to be some strategizing involved, so it's not all just a mindless numbers game. However, once we talk about how to make champions stronger, the concept of fair play will become but a distant dream. We've talked about the Raid, but where are the Shadow Legends? Champions are split into many rarities. You can level them by simply beating levels with them, or you can use other champions as fodder or dedicated XP items. There are 3 elements in the game that deal advantage damage to another, with the 4th being neutral. You can also increase the star level of the champion by sacrificing other champions of the same star level, or these turkey items. You can further ascend the champions for
That is annoying as hell. Cause like let's say you gotta upgrade characters with other characters. Upgrade other characters because they won't give you enough.
every star they have, with these taking the potion currency from in the time-gated levels, where not all of them will be unlocked every day. You can also farm scrolls to get passive perks in 3 skill trees, though these will take quite a while to get everything. You can also level their skills using the skill books, which are also given out in limited quantities. Now, there's a couple of sets of gear you can slap on them. There are 6 artifact slots, and the sets all need a certain amount of the same equipment in the same set to activate its bonuses. The gear levels can be upgraded with substats unlocked at certain level thresholds. You use the common currency silver to upgrade it. Sounds easy so far until you learn that this is one of those gearing systems where the upgrade can fail. So you just waste the silver and have to keep trying until you succeed. This means that
The worst gearing system ever, bro. Like why am I upgrading something? Why what fun is it that oh my gosh, I want to upgrade it over and over and over and over again and I just keep watching it die.
if you wanted to max out each piece of gear, you should be expected to spend millions of silver. The problem here is that the game doesn't tell you what the chance of success is. It just displays high, medium, or low. This paves the way for Plarium to change the rates on the sly, and players wouldn't even know what's behind the scenes. If players are winning the rolls too fast and progress too quickly without spending much silver, well, they can just simply rig the odds. There's also accessory slots where you have to match up the faction of the champion and reach certain star thresholds before they can be equipped. I don't think I have the patience to stick around to find out, but there's an additional gear slot for something called
Yeah, I never figured out those two. By the way, I just know that they are things.
the Relic that I presume will expand the grind even more. This is not including another passive called Blessing that's unlocked later. Literally layers upon layers of complexity for Raid's gearing system. Now, the closest comparisons for the gearing system will be Epic 7 or Brown Dust 2. Believe me, the only thing stopping me from enjoying these games are the gearing system. I like
To be honest, Epic 7 gear system really isn't that hard to really understand. It's more like literally you just like okay, to be honest, it kind of is to a point, but mainly is you put the gear on the character, you figure out okay, is these stats good? Is yeah, it is not. No, it has the same gear system as like Honkai, where like all the random like it randomly hits these stats, and yeah, that's how I played at least. I'm gonna be honest, that's how I played.
my character upgrades to be as straightforward and seamless as possible, and this just
Hey, Reverse 1999. Yeah, love that game. Best game ever. Best gacha game in my opinion. But I'm gonna be honest, with Reverse 1999, yeah, the gift system is easy. It's literally just get the psych cube. Oh, you don't have the psych cube? Oh, you don't need to spend money for it. Just go and just go and grind this stage for a couple of days. Get 300. Get the psych cube, but the 5-star or 6-star character that you wanted to get the psych cube for, and you're done. Upgraded. You're done.
ain't it?
The
Pretty
best
much
way.
every single upgrade item in the game is either time-gated or requires stamina to farm. Speaking of which, there's a stamina system with the cap increasing when your player level goes up. However, there is no sweep feature in this game. You have to manually run through each level over and over if you want its drops. There is a super raid checkbox where you can run the level once with double stamina and double rewards. There's also a multi-farm feature where the game can farm a level over and over for you. Okay, so that's at least better than nothing, right? So what's the catch? Well, the catch is pretty hefty. You're limited to 30 multi-farm attempts every day. Why is that? Well, that's
So you
because
can
the
buy
game
the
can
thing.
sell more attempts back to you via the raid card system. By paying $10 a month, you get more XP and silver from battles and 70 additional daily multi-battle attempts. Now, when I was prompted to see what the raid card was all about, the game displayed that this purchase had to be bought on a mobile device, which confused me. Quite a weird.
You know why? You know why? Because they can charge even more on PC. Most games on PC, well, like, let's be real. It's a reason why if you look at a lot of gacha games, it's less on PC than it is on mobile because like they charge less because they don't have to charge like extra amount because of the but like iOS like takes like 10% or some dumb stuff like that, and then the Play Store takes a certain amount of percent. So that's why things would be higher on. Let's say if I were to buy something on I don't know, let's say Genshin, right? Let's say if Genshin did it, which they don't, they just charge you on all platforms the same amount. Let's say Genshin did it, right? Actually, I think you do get charged extra. But anyway, it's like let's say I'm buying the 99.99 gift card, right? On the app, on like the app store, they're gonna charge you like probably like a 105, 110. Like that's the real charge is gonna be. But if you do it through their launcher, then to be or their own website, to be honest, they if they were like holy and good, they just charge you 99.99 and take the 99.99 from you. They probably got paid like a couple of cents for like the card fees, and that's about it, right? Versus the amount of money that they charge you on iOS. That's what I learned. I learned that from a long time ago. Like that was I'd always wondered. I'd always wondered. Now you know too. Like the when you buy it on phone, they charge more because they make you cover the cost of like what Apple takes and what paper whatever it takes. That's why a lot of the games, if you notice as well, they try to move you towards their website so that way you can pay less.
weird restriction. I mean, what's even the reason for that? I saw the same thing in Netmarble's solo leveling a Rise gacha game, except I never really gave it much thought. So, I dug a little deeper. You know when you buy the monthly pass in a gacha game, the game will warn you when your pass is nearly up, so you can buy a new fresh batch from the shop?
But that's just me. That's just me. That's what I think. I could be totally wrong though. I'm not smart.
Well, the reason that the raid card has to be bought on a mobile device is that it will use
Auto?
Apple or Google's payment system to classify it as a subscription, meaning that it will auto-renew itself every month. If you forgot to cancel
That's actually pretty smart. Oh my gosh.
the auto-renewal, that's too bad. I'm guessing they just couldn't figure it out on the PC version or were just too lazy to implement it. So Plarium can't benefit off your late subscription fees, and they just can't have that. Anyways, this is the very definition of create the problem, sell the solution. This will be a recurring thing once we look at more of the game, but at least the game does display it's got a background farming feature unlocked late into a player's progression, so at least you can do that. Well, not unless you want to play other modes while background battle is happening. According to forum users and other videos, once the background battling session starts, you can't play the vast majority of the other game modes.
That is true. I got to that level. Once you do it, you don't really do anything else.
Rendering, background farming, essentially useless. Now we take a look at the
when
unholy
games do
abomination that is the gacha
This, I still don't know how this works. I'm gonna be honest. I played that game for like a month straight, did all that stuff. I still don't understand this.
system. Instead of a premium currency to pull on a gacha banner, you have to open these shards to recruit a champion. They have their own rarity ranges, so you're never going to be getting a legendary from one of these green crystals.
Yup.
For my 2 weeks of playing, I got a decent amount of greens, a few blues, 1 rare, and 0 characters past that rarity except for the free Michelangelo given out from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles collab. The game may also advertise that you can get free codes for free collab legendaries, except these are only available to new players, and you may only use one of them. Now, you do get a few free legendaries from the progression tracks, and there's a fusion mechanic where you can fuse certain rare characters when you have enough of the base material. Worth mentioning that there is a more traditional gacha system when you reach the endgame, where the chances of certain mythic characters have a 2.5% drop chance, with a pity kicking in after 24 pulls. Going back to the mystery shards, I was surprised to find that the game does indeed list its internal rates, as the majority of shards you get are the common ones. You'll mostly be getting the fodder 1 and 2 stars. Even the higher tiers given out way less frequently don't have good odds. As you can see, the game really doesn't want you getting the rarest characters. The Void Affinity champions have their own shards as they're seen as more elusive and rare. A pity system exists here as well, but again, the soft pity kicks in at 75 pulls for epic characters and 200 for legendary. I should mention that during the 2 weeks I played, the income I got shards higher than blues were extremely limited. This means you have no predictable income of these, if free-to-plays are handed out much at all. If you take a look at the entire roster, there are a lot of rare characters. It just feels like you're getting shafted by every angle unless you pay for more shards. You're stuck on the bottom rung of the ladder unless you open up your wallet. My first impression is that this is one of the most unfriendly gachas I've seen in this genre, and we haven't gotten to the cash shop yet. There are multiple menus to track your daily and weekly missions, and even a timer system where you get rewards just for playing for longer. I am insane and decided to play for 2 hours on certain days, and overall found that the game at this point is massive, requiring you to participate in multiple game modes. Unlike some other daily missions in gacha games, the daily system is quite strict, as it wants you to do every single task on the list to get the final reward. The game throws so many flash sales at you that at times
Yes, it does. It is so annoying, bro. Like you tab in. Let's say you tab in, you accidentally tab out of something else. I wish I had like Raid installed so I can show you. Like it's not installed. It's not updated. But like this is what would happen, right? You would tab in. Let's say you tabbed into the fight, but you was like the map. You're like, oh wait, I didn't mean to tab into that. You already logged in today. You already click X on these, right? You tab out, and they just spam you with them again. It's not, oh, every time you get off, you come back on the game. It's every time you leave the main little hub menu thing, and then you come back, and that's what will spam you repeatedly with all these things. Like, I don't care about your $20. I don't care about your $15.99 pack, bro. I just wanted to play the game.
it actually feels unplayable. They're so intrusive that you have a difficult time navigating around the menus without one popping up to tell you of the value you're missing out. Going into the cash shop feels like stepping into a whole new dimension. One of the main issues I have with the game is that certain progression materials aren't farmable, and you have to wait for the game to drip feed it to you or just get more with real money. Say that I wanted to use the champions I do have to build a team with whatever I got. Since it's super unreliable to get rare characters as a free-to-play, you have to make do with their low rarity grunts. However, to upgrade their star level, you have to dump more XP into them, and you need other champions of the same rarity as fodder, or use the turkey token thing. You really don't get a lot of these, so this avenue on how you can progress the account is just blocked by a hard gate unless you wait for the game to give you more or pay up. There is also the premium currency gems, which again you only get at controlled amounts. There is a mines tab in the main menu where once unlocked, you get a small steady supply of gems. Unfortunately for you, the mines has to be unlocked by gems themselves. How ironic. There's also a feature where your characters
That mine barely give you any, bro.
can be passively leveled just by placing them in the slot and waiting in real time. Unfortunately for you, if you want to be more efficient with more slots, you gotta pay gems as well. As you can see, there are a few quality of life features in the game, except you just don't get to access them for free. I'll save you the ramble with the cash shop at this point, but you can imagine that it's one of the most egregious I've seen. Mountains upon mountains of shortcut packs, resource packs, beginner packs, and others. Now, to be honest, all this I can maybe stomach. Where I seriously draw a line when it comes to monetization in gacha games is that major quality of life features should never be paywalled. Why pay for more multi-battle attempts when you can just sweep levels for free like a normal gacha game? It's so clear that Raid puts in numerous artificial barriers in the gameplay experience and progression to sell you the solution. Let's also talk about presentation. While Eastern gacha games make their gacha characters as attractive as they can be, apparently Western players are more interested in smelly orcs and lizard people. Oh wow, I got a new champion. I bet they're gonna look so cool. Even the champions with humanoid appearances have static facial animations. It pales in comparison to
Beyonce did not try with this game. Like, I don't know how much money Ray actually makes, like, legitly, but like this was just a money farm.
what's out on the market right now. Granted, the most recent models look decent enough, except their attack animations is just very uninspiring. Usually, character trailers in gacha games use their in-game models to show their looks and gameplay, but not
they
here.
don't.
I
They do
suspect
not.
that's the reason that the game uses CGI for its character trailers. Given that these animated trailers are meant to advertise the champion with flashy visuals and expressive movements, they minimize the use of actual in-game footage, because it just looks shit in comparison. A few years ago, the popular streamer Ninja even got featured as a champion in-game, back when he was still on the top of his game. If you take a look at the trailer, can you take a wild guess what Ninja looks like in the game? The UI is cluttered,
Fortnite did better.
uninspiring, and follows no distinct theme. If the lore of the game takes place in a fantasy setting, then why not use a fantasy-esque font or stylize the buttons as so? Other auto-battlers in the gacha genre like Memento Mori use a watercolor style for its menu and art, and it's clear that it's got a creative identity. The layout and UI of Raid is as mobile game as it gets. It also pulls the trick of letting you know when another player got a rare character. It's kinda like how someone might think their chances of winning the lottery is higher when they
Wait, that's why they do that? Because like it just shows you. Like, I never knew that. I never knew why games like told you like this person got a 5-star, this person got an 8-star, this person got another 5-star. And like every gacha game does that, by the way. So I can't really say anything. Like I know Epic 7 does that. I know Chaos Zero Nightmare does that. Like, I know a couple of gacha games that do that.
see another person winning it over the news. Just because you see the lucky 0.1% doesn't mean your chances of pulling the rarer characters will increase.
Hell no,
And the
man.
activity in world chat is nothing but bots spamming links to their top-up sites.
Yep.
To be fair enough, this game does have a player base that plays it regularly. I'm sure if you
Yes.
really get into it, there are complexities in team archetypes and gameplay strategies. If you had to ask, I think if you try really hard, you can still have some fun in Raid, assuming you're okay with playing another generic auto-battler. Nothing about it stands out, and from where I see it, you can easily find another game out there that puts higher effort into it and doesn't put as many artificial restrictions as Raid. Now, I've seen a lot of predatory games at this point, but never did I think I'd see something as appalling as this. Raid Shadow Legends is creatively bankrupt, and the only goal I can see that it's trying to achieve is to hunt
money.
for the whales that will continuously fund their ventures. Every step of the way, I was bombarded with flash sales, complex gearing systems, and artificial barriers that halted my progression.
You know a game that's like actually like they actually give a good amount of stuff out, but also does flash shields though? It's Nikkei. Nikkei flash shields gets on my nerves sometimes. Like, oh my gosh, this is 84.9 million% off. I'm like, bro, Nikkei, I love you. I love the game. You give me good characters. You got good rates. You know, you chilling. But like, stop with the goddamn flash sales, man. Like, I don't care that you gonna give me 5 tickets for, and it's like a 1,000% like a value. I don't care.
The most impressive thing it's able to achieve is that I
If I'm gonna spend on. To be honest, if I'm gonna spend anything in that game, it's going for the $60 skins. Oh my gosh, have you seen them things?
literally can't come up with a single positive thing to say about it. The sole reason why they push marketing so hard is to gather those few but valuable whales to join their
Yeah.
ecosystem. Now that I look at it, maybe it's for
I'll be honest though, I will definitely take a Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship if they looking. I mean, I'm just saying.
the best that gacha games are more of an Eastern developer thing. If you wonder why the West never got into the same genre, now you know.
They have. I'm gonna be honest. The West have gotten this the same genre. They just call it something different. I'll be honest. Like obviously it's not gacha games, obviously. But they tried. They tried. EA. We know what EA tried to do with them loot boxes. They tried. They definitely tried, but they got shut down real quick.
Anyways, thank you for tuning in to this brief review of Raid Shadow Legends. So let me know what you think. It's certainly one of the gacha games of all time, and I'm curious if anyone has actually played it extensively. Once again,
Yeah,
appreciate you for
sadly.
watching, and if you want to
Like I wasn't gonna lie, I was bro. Like by the way, I do want to say, go follow Psyche, W video, all that other stuff, like W video, like no cap, like W video. That was a good video. Go follow him. If you like support him out, support the original videos, like obviously follow me on everything GBS Plays, on everything GBS underscore Plays on Twitch, like obviously. But I ain't gonna lie, I was playing Raid for a reason. I got tired of seeing the ads. I was like, let me see. I wanted to play it. I wanted to play it. I wanted to like also do a video on it. And it like I ain't gonna lie, after the 2 weeks I spent playing that game, I was so burnt out of that game. I didn't even want to do the video anymore. Like I would like the video would have just been me complaining for like 10 minutes straight because it really got to me. Like I legit wanted to stop playing gacha games for like a week after playing that game. I'm gonna be so for real. Like that game took it out of me. It took it out. I was contemplating going back to Genshin. And Genshin ain't even that bad compared to Raid. I'll be honest. I say it right here. Anyway, other than that, yeah, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe if you're new. Don't forget to share the video, guys. I love all you guys and peace out.